evening and a warm welcome to all the participants in today's webinar or e-commerce learning session or training workshop, whatever you would like to call it. We'll just allow a couple of minutes to all the participants to join in and settle down, and then we'll get started. I'll just quickly take a moment to just observe that our live stream is working fine. So just give me a quick second to check on that, and then I will be back with you. All right, so perfect. Live stream seems to be working fine. So once again, I can see there are a number of participants who have just joined. So good evening and a warm welcome to all of you in today's webinar, where we are going to discuss a very interesting topic, that is how to create digital catalog for your business. And as we are waiting for everyone to join in and settle down, in the meantime, let's try to understand how you are going to participate in today's session. So obviously, those kind of sessions where the speaker is just going to speak and you will listen, those are very boring as well as unengaging. And obviously, if your intent is to learn, then you're not able to learn in a better way, right? So it is just like the college days, where if the professor is not very encouraging to receive questions, he's just going to come and read out his notes and then go back. So obviously, as students, we were not able to understand, because there are things which may not be clear. There are things which we need further elaboration onto that. So that is why all those kind of monotonous or monologue kind of sessions, those are not very useful as such, especially as a receiver, as someone who's trying to get some knowledge, get some information out of it. So from that perspective, now why am I saying that? Because today is a webinar format. So obviously you can't unmute yourself and ask your question. So what are the options which are left to you? So that's where there are two options. There are two fantastic options that are available in the webinar as well. One is called Q&A. Using that, you'll be able to ask your question. So if you have a question, if there's anything which is not clear to you, ask your question using the Q&A. So for that, just click down below in the Q&A and type in your question. And I'll keep the Q&A open alongside on the other monitor. And I'll keep peeking into to check what are the questions which are getting asked. If it is possible for me to answer that question, I'll do that straight away. The second tool which we are going to utilize is called chat, which is also something that you can see down below if you're using a laptop or desktop. If you're joining through a smartphone, in that case, you'll find that in the menu configuration. In that, you'll be able to find that. So you can use it in the same manner. It is just the access which is a little more easier for a laptop or a desktop user, but the same tools are available to anyone who's joining through your smartphone as well. All right. So for what are we going to use chat? I told you that for questions, if you want to ask me a question, for that we are going to use what? Q&A. Now for chat or the chat tool, we are going to use for our interaction, right? So there will be things on which I would like to understand. What is your understanding? What do you think of that? And for that, we are going to use chat. All right. So I hope everyone is clear. If you all are clear, then you can let me know using the chat. Just type in yes, and I'll know that you have understood. Now we are going to participate or conduct today's webinar. I'm going to quickly move both the windows into the other monitors so that I can keep an eye on that. Thanks, Vidyan. Thanks for confirming that you have understood. If others can, Anuj, thanks for confirming. All right, so and I'm assuming all the other participants have also understood how we are going to conduct today's webinar. You all have understood that, and I am also going to share my contact details. So if there is anything which is not clear to you for some reason, you can approach me, you can connect me for a one-on-one interaction as well. So let's begin. Let's get started. So this is where I can see few of the participants have just joined. So good evening and a warm welcome to you as well. We are now getting started with this session. And for your reference, for question and answer, we are going to use the Q&A tool, which you can find down below. And for our interaction, we are going to use chat, and we are actually currently using chat for our interaction. I was asking the audience, have you understood how we are going to conduct today's session? All right, so without spending any more of your valuable time, let's proceed ahead, and I'm going to start sharing my screen, and we will start off with a very interesting question as well. And let me start the screen share, and then I'll share with you what is that question. And I think there is a window that I'd opened by mistake, so I'm going to close that as well. And in next few seconds, you are going to start seeing my screen. So let's and I just realized that the mic is a little out of the place. So let me reposition it as well. It's slightly tilted as well. All right, now it is much better. In the audio meter, I can see that audio seems to be okay. And if any one of you is having a difficulty in hearing me, please do let me know. So I hope my screen is visible. If anyone from the participant can confirm that you are able to see my screen, that will be really helpful. I can know that you are able to see my screen. Yes, thanks, Stella, for confirming that you're able to see my screen. I hope everyone else can also see my screen. In case, God forbid, there's an issue, you are not able to see the screen, there are two reasons why that might be happening. Reason number one, and that happens typically with mobile devices or smart devices like laptop or tablet, that the Zoom version or the app version is an older. So in that case, the screen share sometimes causes an issue. You end up seeing white screen or something like that. And the second issue is the network connectivity. So if you're using a lower bandwidth connection. So in that case, also there's a delay, there's a lag that might affect you. All right. So that is something that I'm just sharing for your reference in case you also come across that kind of an issue, that kind of a problem. In that case, you know the solution. If it is a uh, older version of app issue. So in that case, it is very simple. Just step out of the meeting, update the app, join back again, and the issue is resolved. All right. So as I mentioned earlier, we are going to start with a very interesting question. And the agenda for today's discussion is how to create a digital catalog for your business. Now, the first question and the obvious question which comes is, what is a digital catalog? Right? We are going to learn how to create a digital catalog. Now, the first question or the very fundamental thing which comes to anyone's and everyone's mind, that what is that thing itself? So what is a digital catalog? And this is where I would love to hear your understanding about this term called digital catalog. What do you understand? Right? And it is this is where you don't have to be absolutely precise. You don't have to be absolutely accurate. Whatever is your understanding, whatever is your imagination, whatever is there in your mind, whatever you can imagine, if you are hearing this term for the very first time, these words for the very first time, that is also okay. You can, everyone has their own imagination, their own understanding. Just share that with me. And what do you think is a digital catalog? This is just I'm trying to understand what is your thought process or what are you thinking of this term digital catalog. So I can see Angelo has shared online catalog. Yes, you are right. Dinesh has shared introducing and organization and products of organizer. By the way, if you find me looking to the side, I'm just looking at the monitor. Web-based catalog, Stella Richards. Yes, you are also right. Any other participants who would like to share what do you think is a digital catalog? Because we don't have a lot of time to spend because there's a number of things that we have to cover. So that's where we'll keep these interactions a little short. Paperless product information, that is Nilesh. Yes, Nilesh, you are also correct. Ravi, identity. Yes, you're also correct. So this where, let's move on. So all of you are correct and accurate in your understanding. I will now share with you what is a digital catalog. So let's move on. So, firstly, I'm going to share with you a textbook definition of the term digital catalog. And I'm going to just quickly read it for you. A digital catalog is a website or computer file used to provide examples of a person's or organization's work or product offering by a business in a digital format, which can easily be accessed digitally by a prospective customer. Now, I'm not sure about you. If I was in your place, I would not have understood anything. And that is absolutely correct. This is quite confusing. So let me simplify it for you. And the simplified version is just one word. Digital Catalog is a website. What is a digital catalog? It is a website, but it has few characteristics, features, or capabilities. Like, so you can call it a capability, you can call it a feature, whatever you like, you can refer it to. But these are three unique capabilities or characteristics that if website has, then it can be called a digital catalog. So it is not like every website is a digital catalog. No, not like that. But if a website has a particular characteristic, which I'm going to share with you, what are those three characteristics, then we can call it a digital catalog. So let's understand that. The first one is it can showcase product or service, right? So if you are manufacturer of a particular product or you are trading in a particular product, then in addition to sharing information about or displaying on the internet the information about your business, it is also displaying information about the product or service that that particular organization is offering. So that is the first characteristic. The second characteristic is accept order or generate leads. So that website can accept order or generate lead. What does that mean? So generate lead is typically used by B2B businesses wherein it is not possible for them to receive an order. They are more interested in generating inquiries, generating leads. So they are able to generate leads. On the other hand, if it is a B2C business and they want to sell to retail customers, they are able to receive orders. And then we have the third characteristic. It should also be showcasing information about that business, which I have also written. It is assumed that because most of the website on the internet that you'll find will be at least displaying information about that business. So these are the three characteristics. Now, before I show you the live example so that you can understand this concept in a better way, let me also share with you what types of digital catalogs can be there. So broadly, there are four types of digital catalog. The first one is which allows you to generate leads. The second one is which allows you to generate orders. The third one is which allows you to do both the things at the same time. And the fourth one is which allows you to receive regular B2B orders. I've written distributor and retail orders, but if I have to say it in a more simplified way, it is you are able to receive regular B2B orders. So these are the four type of digital catalogs which can be created. And let's switch the screen and let's try to understand what are these four type of digital catalog. All right, so I'm going to switch my screen. Just give me a few moments to do that. So now I have switched my screen and I hope you are also able to see this. On your screen, I'm going to show you few examples, and these are all digital catalogs which are created on our platform. So I'm going to start with a B2C example, and I'm doing that deliberately because online shopping is something that all of us do, right? You will also agree that almost all of us do online shopping. So this is where you are on a familiar ground. You can easily relate to it. This is something that we see almost on a daily basis. So this is something that you can easily relate. So the first example which I'm showing to you, which you are seeing on your screen right now, This is of a business that has created a digital catalog. And what are they doing through it? They are receiving orders from the retail customers like me. So as a customer, I want to buy their product, I can go to their website and place an order, right? So this is the first type of digital catalog. In fact, I'll open the product detail page to also help you understand a little better. So this is where you can see we have add to cart and buy now, and the product has two pack sizes, 50 gram and 250 gram. So we can easily do an add to cart and place order, or buy now or place order. That is up to us as a customer. So this is the first type of digital catalog. Now, sometimes people have curiously asked me that can it also cater to international customers? Yes, it can certainly do that. If you're wanting to sell to retail international customers, the platform can also help you do that. So we also have a feature called auto currency switcher. So if you want to show the pricing in USD to the US customers, that can also be done. Then we have another example on the same line, which you're seeing here. So this is also a digital catalog for a B2C business, right? So we have seen two examples. Let's look at other example from a B2B business, because now by now I can imagine all the B2B participants or the participants who deal in B2B business, they must be getting a little anxious. So I'm going to show you an example wherein obviously it is not possible to do B2C. So this is where I'm going to open one of the products. This is one of the product. This is a ground roller. Obviously, no one is going to buy it online, but certainly there will be institutions, there will be construction companies, there will be stadiums that would want, or uh, sports institutions that would want to buy this equipment from this particular supplier. So what they can do is they can send them an inquiry. Here you can see there's an option which says send inquiry. So anyone who's interested to do business with you, with them, they will be sending them an inquiry that, hey, we are interested to buy this ground roller. And then they can specify where do I have to deliver, how much quantity they're looking at, etc., etc. And they can take the discussion forward, right? So this is the second type of digital catalog that you can create. And this is where you can see they have given a fair amount of information. They have, in fact, also added a video about the product, and then there's a product brochure, and then there is information about the product. So a lot of information you can see is available about the product. So this is the second type of digital catalog. This is another example that I'm showing you here. This is where it is electrical motors, and the category itself is a hardcore B2B. So this is where again institutions or organizations that are interested in buying these products, they'll be sending them inquiry. So far we have seen two types of digital catalogs, or two type of interactions, right? So very quick recap if I have to do. So this is where we have seen one type of digital catalog where you can give an option to your customers to buy these products online from you, obviously. So this is one type of digital catalog that you can create on the platform. The second type of digital catalog is wherein you can receive inquiries from them, right? So this is the second type. Now the question comes, can we do both the things on the same website, right? So if you want to cater to a retail customer at one end and wholesale customer or B2B inquiries, if you want to generate B2B inquiries, can we do that, right? So both the things on the same website, yes, certainly you can do that. I'm going to show you that example. So this example, which I'm showing to you, on this website, you'll see that both the things are happening on the same website. Let me open one of the products so that you can relate to it. All right, so we are on the product detail page, and this is where again you can see there are two buttons, but you might be feeling this is where we had two buttons, and this is where we had single button. And this website also has two buttons. So it looks similar to the B2C, or it looks like B2C, add to cart and buy now. But here we have different buttons. We have send inquiry and add to cart. What happened to buy now? So buy now is replaced by send inquiry. So this is where the user or this particular organization, they are doing both the things on the same website, right? So they are catering to the retail customers at one end, and they are catering to the wholesale customers at the other end. So if there's a business, there is a shop owner, just imagine, that wants to buy their products in bulk, they can send them an inquiry that, hey, we are interested to do business with you in bulk. Can you reach out to me? And then they can understand the requirement and take the discussion forward. Whereas on the other hand, if there's a retail customer and they want to buy the product, they can straight away come here and they can buy the product. All right. So I can see there is someone who has raised their hand. I'll request if you can add your question in the chat. That way I'll be able to look at it. Add your question in the chat, or you can add it in the Q&A, and I'll be able to answer that. Just a second. All right. So you might be wondering, why did I stop? So I just saw there is a comment. There was a comment by one of the users in the chat then mentioning that the screen did not switch. So I was just checking it on the live stream. So I don't think there's an issue at my end. You can check your device uh, internet connection or the app version that might be causing an issue. All right, let's get back on the topic. So we have seen three types of digital catalogs which you can create. There is a fourth type as well. And the fourth type is this example, which I've opened in front of you. Now, for a moment, if I share this link of this particular website or digital catalog, as we are calling it, with you, you will say that it looks like a typical online shopping website. Right? So as a customer, I can come here, I can see the products and I can place an order. There is no send inquiry button because I mentioned to you, I said to you that this is used for generating inquiries. So that is not there. So it looks like this kind of an example where people can come and they can place an order. Now, if that is your understanding, you may not be wrong, but there's another B2B capability available here. This is where you can see there's this option. Now, how does this B2B capability works and how it is different from here? So the fundamental difference that I want to explain to you, and I'm believing or I'm hoping that you'll be able to understand. So this is where what is happening. A buyer or a prospective buyer is expressing interest, right? So this is expression of interest that I am interested to buy the product from you, right? So this is where no transaction as such has happened, no deal as such has happened. This is where someone has just expressed interest that I want to do business with you. Whereas here, this is where the actual ordering is happening, right? So this is bulk B2B ordering. Now, let's understand this with an use case. So this is a fairly popular kitchen appliances and kitchenware brand. Now, they have thousands of shops that sell their product. Now, whenever they want replenishment, they can very easily come here, log into their account. So I'll just click on it and show you. So this is where they can do a secured login using OTP. And once they have logged in, then they can simply proceed ahead and they can place an order. Now, obviously, it is a bulk order, so they'll not be buying it on the pricing which is offered to a retail customer. That is taken care by the system. There must be some sort of minimum order quantity requirement, which is also taken care by the system because they are buying in bulk, so they have to buy X number of units, minimum. Then only they qualify to get the discount. That is also taken care by the system. And there may be a requirement for some sort of credit, B2B bulk ordering or distribution business it operates, or credit is an integral part of it. That is also taken care by the system, right? So that is where all the nuances or all the requirements which are there of the bulk business, that's all taken care by the system. Now it becomes very convenient for the bulk buyers as well. So whenever they have requirement, they don't have to call up anyone. They don't have to wait for the salesperson to come. Whenever they have requirement, they can log in and place their order. And the business receives the order, they pack the order and ship it to the shop owner. So that is the fourth type of digital catalog that can be created. So at one end, it will cater to the retail customers. At the other end, it will cater to the regular B2B ordering. So this is where they're not expressing interest that I want to buy this mixer or this juicer mixer grinder. No, they are placing an order. I want 10 units of this. I want 5 units of this. I want 20 units of this. Like that, they are giving an order, right? So it is an order that is getting received here. Whereas in the other example, which I was showing you, that's where a prospective buyer is expressing interest. I hope that is clear. That differentiation is clear. This capability also has a utilization in exports. A lot of time when I'm interacting with exporters, they express this concern that if I display my latest collection, if I display my latest styles on the website, there is an absolute 100% possibility that they will get copied, they will get stolen. So how do you stop that? So that's where you can use this capability and upload the products, but they'll not be visible on the front end. They'll not be visible on the website, but will be visible only to the people whom you have onboarded on the backend and given them the access, right? So you are literally creating a section on your website which is behind lock and key. So only to the people whom you are onboarding or giving access, only those can open the lock and see those products and others can't. So this is also a very powerful and very useful capability or type of digital catalog that you can create. All right, so this you can consider as more of a introduction session wherein I explain to you what are the different types of digital catalogs and their live use cases as well. All right, so I hope you found this part of the session informative, although some users might be finding it a little boring, but it is important that everyone who's joining us here today, they're able to understand it in a better way. Now, I'm going to use this video to explain the rest of the process. Obviously, you also understand it is not possible for us to create an account every time we are conducting this session. So I'm going to walk you through this video. Obviously, I'm not going to play this video because that will not be a very wise use of time, your time. So I'm going to walk you through this video. I'll share the link of this video as well. And then we'll move on to the question answer round. All right, so very quickly, let's begin. Let me just quickly check if the resolution is okay. Because a lot of time it has happened in the past that the resolution was low, and that is where the video appeared to be pixelated. So this is where we'll begin. This is also a video which I had recorded in the past. So this is the various type of digital catalog. That is something that we have already understood. So this is where we'll get started. So this is where one assumption that we are going to start is that you have already created your account. You have already signed up. If you have not signed up, in that case, in the start of the video, I've explained how to sign up and create your account. But because you are joining this session, so that's where I am assuming that you are already signed up. So this is where let's begin. So the first step that you have to do after you have logged into your account is to click on this online store icon that you can see on the top. Click on that, which will bring you to the next screen. This where you'll see there is this button which says convert. Now click on that, which will bring you to the next screen. In this video, I've explained that what are the different things that you can do from these options that you're seeing on the side. So once you have clicked on convert, now, sorry. Once you have clicked on convert, now it will open this overlay. It will open this pop-up. On this pop-up, you'll see there are three simple questions. What is the main purpose of online store? Approximately how many products would you like to keep? What you like to upload on the online store? And would you want to use the minimum order quantity feature? Simple questions, and you can provide a response, and then you'll move to the next screen. This is where you'll see the various design templates which are there, and you are expected to select any one of them as per your liking, right? So if you're liking this, just select that. If you're liking this, select that. If you're liking this, click on select. That's all you are expected to do. Although this is a very simple stage and practically you won't take more than 5 seconds when you're going through this stage. But this is where we have seen that a lot of people get confused, and there are a number of questions which get asked on the help desk. So So I'm going to provide a response to you already so that you don't have these questions when you're doing this. What are those questions? The first question is, can I change the template? So for some reason, if I, for example, I selected this template and after a few days, I started getting feeling that it is not displaying my products in a right way. It is not bringing out my products. The layout is not like conducive to my business or product imagery or visuals. Like, so it is not looking nice. Can I change that? The answer is absolutely yes. You will be able to change that, right? So don't worry on that. This happens to be one of the common concerns that we have seen. We will have that if you're choosing a template, as you're saying that choose a template, if we make a choice and tomorrow we don't like it, can we change that? Yes, absolutely. You will be able to change that. So don't worry at all on that. The second question, which gets quite frequently asked, is not a question, but actually a myth. And what is that? The myth is they feel, a lot of users feel, I'm not saying that you feel, but a lot of users that we have seen or we have interacted with, they feel that the template is for the type of product that is displayed in the template. What does that mean? So this template, I'm not sure how visible it is on your screen or how large it is, but it has visuals of electronic product. So people believe that if you are selling electronic products, only then you can use this template. Otherwise, you can't, which is absolutely wrong because any template that you're seeing here can be used by any business, right? So don't believe, don't think that if I'm not dealing in electronic items, I can't use this template. Absolutely not. You can use any template as per your liking. So the visuals or the product visuals that we have displayed here, they are only for representation purpose. So you can choose any one of them. If we haven't placed these visuals or we haven't used these visuals, then it will look very empty, very blank, right? So that's why we have used them. So that was the second question or second misconception that a lot of people have. The third misconception, it is not a misconception, it is actually a question, a very good question. And that question is, how do I choose a suitable template for my digital catalog? I'm going to ask or repeat that question once again. How do I choose a suitable template or a good template for my digital catalog? I'm not sure if you're able to relate to it, but it is a fairly complicated question, right? Why so? Because of the reason that everything looks nice. Most of us, we are not extremely creative people, right? So we can't just look at a layout and tell that this is good, this is not good. We can't do that. So for us, including myself, this is where I'm also included in that. Everything looks good. This is looking 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 good. This is also looking good. How do you decide which one should you choose? Right? Everything is looking good. How do you decide? It becomes a fairly complicated question, and you don't have an answer to that. But there is a process that you can follow to get to this answer. And what is that process? The process is you have to obviously complete this journey. Once you have completed this journey, then go to the theme section, apply a theme, see how it is displaying your. And sorry, let me share the process once again with you. I missed one step. So complete this journey, upload a few products, even one or two will suffice, but the actual ones, not a dummy one, right? You're adding hypothetical information, not that. Actual product that you have to upload, even one or two would suffice. Once you have uploaded that, then you have to go to the theme section. There is a theme section. I will share with you when I show you the actual seller panel. So you go to the theme section, and then from the theme section, apply a theme, go to the product detail page where you have the product information, see how that theme is displaying your product, and then go back to the theme management section, change the theme, go back, review, how it is showing, right? So that way, so you'll have to apply one theme and then see how it is showing your product, then apply the second theme and then see how it is showing your product, right? You'll have to do this exercise one time only, but that will give you a very good understanding in terms of what themes or which themes are displaying your product in the most beautiful manner. And those are the themes that you have to consider. All right. So that is about how to solve that question or that problem of how do I choose a template for my website or my digital catalog. All right. So that was this step. Let's fast forward it. And we will. By the way, I've also explained all these points in the video as well, which I've just shared with you. So let's move ahead and we will move to the last overlay. And this is where you'll see there are two input fields. One is store name and second is the store URL. There are two boxes that you can see on the screen. The first one is store name. So store name is basically your business name. However, if you happen to be operating a popular brand, so in that case, you may want to create the store in the name of the brand. That is possible. You can do that. So in that case, what you'll have to do is you'll have to delete the business name which is written here and type in your brand name. Or if you just want to create the online store, if you want to create the digital catalog in the name of the brand, in the name of the business, in that case, just let it be there, right? So business name will already be there. You don't have to type it. But if you want the store to be in the name of your brand or something else, in that case, just select it and delete it and type the name that you would want to give to your digital catalog. All right. But what is a common practice? Then you certainly will have that question. The common practice is to have the store in the name of the business or in the name of the brand. So some businesses operate popular brands. So in that case, you can create it in the name of the brand as well. Then you have store URL, which you can see here. This is the field I'm referring to. So what is this store URL? And there may be a scenario that it may not be blank, right? So on the screen, you can see it is entirely blank, but there can be a scenario that it may not be blank. Then what may be written there? You may come across that there is some code written there, a numeric, alphanumeric code, alphabets and number. So a code kind of a thing is written there. So if the code is written there, select and delete it. If it is blank, then type in your business name, right? So I'm just going to repeat the two scenarios. The first scenario is wherein this is blank. So in that case, type in the business name without space or any special character. The second scenario is there is some code written here. In that case, delete that code, remove that code, and then type your business name without space or any special character. Now, the important point, which if you want, you can also note it down, is that there are just two important points. The first one is that you can't use space or any special characters. It is an alphanumeric field, so it can have all the alphabets and it can have all the numbers, right? That is the first point. The second point is that it is only 25 characters. So the space is only 25 characters. So if you have a really long business name, so in that case, you may have to edit some parts of it. So to make it fit within 25 characters. But if it is not a really long business name, so in that case, you can just type it here, but no space or no special character like hashtag, etc. Nothing that sort is allowed here. All right. So that is what you are expected to do here. Now, this also happens to be quite a question magnet. What does that mean? So there are a lot of questions which gets asked. So I'll also try to answer those so that when you are doing this, you don't have those questions. So the first question which gets asked is, what is the URL? So URL is something that we type to open a website. So for example, if you have to open Google, what do you type? Google.com, right? So that is a URL. The second question which gets asked is, we have our own domain. Can we use that for this website that we are making? Yes, absolutely, you can do that. But you should do that once you have completed the setup, right? You're building it while you're still making it. It is better to use linker.store that we are providing to you absolutely free of cost. Now, that leads to this question related to linker.store. What is linker.store? So, linker.store is our subdomain that we are providing to our users, providing to our members absolutely free of cost. And you can use it for as long period as you want. All right. Sorry, I have a bad throat, so please bear with me on that. All right, so I was telling you about linker.store. So linker.store is our subdomain that we provide to our users absolutely free of cost, and you can use it for as long period as you want. All right, but why are we doing that? So there are two reasons behind that. The first reason is to make this journey as convenient as possible. Now, just imagine that if we had asked you to point your domain onto our server or to implement an SSL, that would have been very overwhelming or very confusing as well, right? We don't want this to be a difficult experience for you. We want it to be a very nice experience because we understand that whenever it comes, whenever website or e-commerce or online selling comes, the first impression which most of us get, had I not been in the technology business for decades, I would have also had the same impression that it is something which requires technical knowledge. You need to have a degree in computer science or you need to have a degree in coding, and only then you can do this kind of work, right? So that is a common impression which people get. So obviously they are stepping out of their comfort zone when they're going through this journey, and we understand that. And if we ask them to although pointing a domain is not very technical, but it is still something which might confuse PU users. And we don't want that to happen. We want this journey to be as convenient as possible, right? So that is one reason. The second reason is to allow members and especially MSMEs to create sustainable digital presence. Now, if you have created a website, you would agree there are a number of cost heads which are associated with the website, right? So you have to take care of domain renewals, you have to take care of the SSL renewals, you have to take care of hosting, and you have to take care of the site updates, etc. And again, the platform has to be reset up because the version that you might be using may get expired, and you have to get a newer, updated versions installed and set up. So, right, so there are recurring costs also associated with that, right? So it's a kind of cost intensive affair that you are getting in when you are creating or getting a website created. So that lot of times prevents or discourages MSME from creating their digital presence. However, on the GlobalLinker's platform on Linker.store, any business can create their own digital presence, and they can use Linker.store's subdomain, and they don't have to invest a single penny. They can use Linker.store. They don't have to worry about domain registration, renewals. They don't have to worry about SSL. It is all taken care of. All you have to focus on is growing your business digitally, obviously. So that is about the domain setup. Then lastly, you have to click on create e-store, which will bring you to the next screen. I'll just fast forward it. Little bit back. So once you have clicked on create your store, it will bring you to this screen, and this is where you'll see there's a button which says online store setup. You can click on that, and it will reveal that out of the 5 steps, you have done 2 steps, which is nice. Now you have to do the remaining 3 steps to complete the digital catalog setup. The next step is now I always advise that instead of doing this from this button, you can go to the home section, and that's where again you'll see all these 5 steps here. So 2 are complete, 3 are remaining. Now you can do these steps in any order. So it is not necessary you have to do the first one first, you have to do the second one first. You can do that in any order. So we'll click on create catalog. And it will bring you to the screen. Now, curiously, many times people have asked me that we have the product information available with us. We had uploaded it on some other platform. and we can readily available, we can quickly or readily upload them. Is there a bulk option available? Certainly, there is a bulk option available. In fact, in the video also, I've also explained where you can go and from where you can download the import format. So you can feed in the information into the import format, and then you can upload the product. All right. So this is the product upload interface, and the product process or the product upload process explained in this video in great detail, right? So in a minute detail, it is explained. So this is where let's not invest your valuable time there. So I'll just skip that version. And you can see almost 30% of the video is around that only, uploading the product. So once you have uploaded the product, again, you have to click on the home shape icon, which brings you to the home screen. This is where now you have to complete the remaining two steps. One is set up shipping zone. So once you click on it, it will bring you to this overlay. On this overlay, there are two input fields that you have to update. The first one is estimated time, and second is fixed rates or shipping rates. So both of them can be updated with some random values because you are in the process of building or setting up the store. Now, logically, a question which comes to the mind is, what is the use of this particular thing that you're showing on the screen? So this setup is used to calculate delivery fee. Now, if you're a B2B seller, you'll like, this is not relevant to me. I would just want to generate leads because this is a standard platform. There's a standard process. So even if you're a B2B seller, you'll have to go through this process. This is same for B2B and B2C. So this where you have to just add a value here in the estimated time and a value here in the shipping cost. Now, as I was mentioning, what is the use of this capability? So this capability is used for calculating the delivery charges. So if you are a B2C seller, customer is placing an order on your website or on ONDC, and you would certainly want to charge a delivery fee from them, right? So that is calculated, that is computed. You are setting up the rules here, and then based on the rules that you are defining here, the delivery charges are calculated, right? So that is the use of this capability. Then you must all be obviously thinking, why are you not explaining to us how to set this up? Because at the moment you are just creating the store. You are going through the setup process. So you will need details about how much the courier company is going to charge, right? So after you have gone through this journey, sign up with a courier company. They'll provide you with the details of the costing, and then you can set up the shipping zone based on that information, right? So that is why I'm suggesting that you can put some hypothetical values here. And at a later date, once you have the information from the courier company, then you can set it up properly. All right. So that is our this step. Now, once you have completed this step, then you can go to the payment management interface. That is the next step. So you can go to the payment management. Again, you have to go click on the home shape icon, which will bring you here. And then you have activate payment. So click on get paid, which brings you here. This is where you'll see there are a number of payment gateways which are pre-integrated onto the platform. Again, you don't have to sign up with them. This is where, because you are going through the journey. So just go to cash on delivery, switch it on, and then, right? So this, it will be disabled. So enable it by clicking on this button. And once it is enabled, you have completed the steps, right? So this is where you have completed the step, but this is not end of the journey. Now, also related to the payment activation, a lot of time people have asked me that, again, why are we not submitting the application? Why are you saying that we should not submit the application for payment gateway activation? Because of the reason that if you are submitting the application before your website is completed, it will get rejected, right? So please don't submit the application for payment gateway activation unless your website is completed. All right. So this is where we have gone through the journey, but there are a few more steps that you will have to do. The next one is you will have to click on My Store in the left navigation and then click on Themes, which will bring you here. This is where you'll see there's a button which says Actions. Click on that and then click on Apply. That will apply the theme that you had selected earlier. Once you have applied the theme, then you can go to navigation. And this is where you'll have to create the navigation. Now, in case you're getting confused, what is the navigation? So this is where if I take you here, so all these home appliances, pressure cooker, kitchenware, home hygiene and health, or LED smart TV. These are all navigations, and you can create them from here. So that's where how you can create the navigation is also explained in the video. So we will just skip that. So once the navigation is created, then you have to click on store preview. So this is where you'll see the store preview. You can click on that. That will bring you to the store preview. This is the store preview. This is where you have to upload the banner. So you can click on the yellow dot and it will. So the yellow dots are used for two purposes. One is to customize the color scheme, and second is to upload the banner. So you'll have to click on the yellow dots, which opens this overlay. On this overlay, you'll see the dimensions of the banners are written. So you can either get them created, you can hire a graphic designer that can design the banners for you, or you can create them using AI. That is also very simple. So you can create the banners, and once the banners are created, you can upload them. In the video, I've explained how to create and upload the banners. So once the banner upload work is completed, then you can click on the buttons on the top, save and publish, and that will conclude the journey of creating your digital catalog. You can see confetti will start falling from the sky, and this is where you have completed the online store or digital catalog creation journey. All right. So this is how you have to create your digital catalog, and I believe you have also understood that it is not at all technical, and anyone and everyone can do that, right? So you, even a school student can do that. It is how easy it is. And this is where we'll break into the question answer round. So firstly, thank you to all of you for sticking till the end. And this is where we are breaking into the question answer round. So if you have a question, you can add in the Q&A, and or you can add it in the chat as well. Now, what I'm going to do while you are asking these questions, I'm going to share the link of this video, which I've shown to you, so that when you have to create your digital catalog, you can do that fairly easily. So this is where I'm sharing the link. So I've shared that. All right. I've shared the link in the chat. Now, there's one more thing which I want to show to you. Just give me a quick second to do that before we conclude the session. Just a last quick bit. This is the video that I'm sharing with you. I've shared the video's link. Now, if you go to the description of the video, then this is where I've expanded the description so that you can see. This is where you'll see tutorial videos. So I've also linked the other important videos that you may need. So I highlight how to upload the products and create the product content using AI tools that is there, how to upload products in bulk, how to upload the logo, how to upload the banners, how to set up navigation, and how to create banners using AI. All the links are there in the description, right? So it is not just this journey, the other important information related to your online store setup, all of that is there linked in the description. All right. So that is unable to find any links. Oh, sorry, I had accidentally chatted that to host only. Just give me a second and I'm sharing that once again. All right, so I've shared that once again in the chat, and let me also share my contact information with you, so that tomorrow, if anyone would like to connect with me, you can do that. So just give me a second to share that as well. So I've shared my email ID. If anyone would like to connect with me, please do feel free to connect with me. I've shared the email ID. I'll just quickly go through the chat to see if there's anything that needs elaboration. I can see there is a question by Stella Richards, wanted to understand freight charges are calculated. Yes, you are correct. The freight charges or the delivery fee is calculated based on the location. So once you have signed up with a courier company, what they'll do is they'll give you zone wise. So they typically divide the entire territory into zones, and then they'll give you a rate chart that for this zone for first 500 gram, I'm going to charge this. And for the every additional 500 gram, I'm going to charge you that. Right. So based on that information, you can easily set up the shipping zones, and you don't have to create those complex charts. You have to just specify for the first 500 gram, what is the rate, and for the every additional 500 gram, what is the rate, and then rest of the calculation system can do it on its own. Right. So that was Stella's question. Next question I can see in the chat is from Anuj. Can we make changes to the catalog after we have uploaded? Yes, absolutely. It is your website. At the end of the day, any changes that you want to make, we can do that. And you can do that in bulk also. So it is not like manually, if you have to make corrections, you have to open one product, make the correction, and then move to the second one. No, if you want to make the edit in bulk, that is also possible. Any next question I can see. So Stella, her chat is related to Indian Business Portal. So Stella, send me an email with the name of your business and your online store's link, and I'll get it checked. All right. So let me share my email ID once again for everyone's reference in the chat. So this where let's conclude the session. I asked a question in the Q&A. Okay, let me see. So regarding the question related to product upload, so if you can send me an email with the link of your online store, I will review it, and if there's a technical issue, I'll get it resolved. Uh, okay, just a second. Let me. All right, so I've noted Stella Richards' question. Anonymous attendee, as an exporter, what are the guidelines to follow? So that is where this particular process, which I've shown to you, this is more for the standard digital catalog that you can create. For how to create a catalog for export, there is a separate process. In fact, there's a separate tutorial also. This is available. I can share that with you. In fact, last Friday itself, we did a webinar around create, how to list your products on Indian Business Portal. So that is also something you can consider reviewing. Sorry, my internet is a little slow, so I'm just trying to get the link. Uh, I can read. There's a comment by Anuj. Can you give a short brief on ONDC? Anuj, as we have overshot our time, I would have loved to do that, but I am going to share with you a tutorial on how to list on ONDC. It is available in both the languages, and it will help you understand. Or in fact, let me share with you a recording of a previous webinar which I've done about ONDC. So that will help you in a better way. That's where I've explained about the ONDC and also uh, explain the onboarding process. So let me share that with you. So I'm adding the link in the chat. This is of a webinar which I did some time back, and that's where I've explained how to list on ONDC and also obviously explain the concept of ONDC. All right, so I've shared the link here. Next question, Naresh G wants to have the recording of the previous session that I did on Friday. Yes, certainly you can. In fact, the Friday session was in Hindi. So I conduct sessions in Hindi as well as English. So the Friday session was in Hindi, and I'm just sharing the link of the recording in the chat. Perfect. So this where I think we should conclude the session for today. If there's any last minute question. Next question. There's a question which is added by Sheetal Rana. So, Sheetalji, if you can share with me the name of your business or the online store that you have created, then I can review and let you know what are the issues. If possible, send me an email with details of your business, and I can get it reviewed and we can get back to you what is the issue impacting the search. All right. So I've added my email ID in the chat. If you want, I can also chat it to you directly. All right, so this is where let's conclude the session for today. And as I mentioned, this is not just one of interaction that we are having today. This is a relationship uh, which I would want to continue with you. So if any one of you want any help, if you need any guidance, or tomorrow you have completed your digital catalog and you want to get it reviewed, you want to get a expert review, please do feel free to reach out to me. Uh, Anuji, you can also send me an email with the details of your business, and I'll review and get back to you in terms of if there's a technical issue, we'll get it resolved. And if there's something that you have to update, then we'll guide you on to that. All right. So thank you everyone for taking our time and sticking this long. And I hope you found the session informative. Let's be in touch and let's try to grow the business together daily. All right. So thank you and have a wonderful evening ahead. Bye bye from our side.